All right, my Eagles brethren, it was bound to happen eventually, right? So obviously I'm not a happy camper on this one, right? I barely even want to do this, John, to be honest with you here. I've been sitting here for about 15 minutes just looking at this one play, the final sequence here on Washington's game-winning touchdown here, right? And salute to the folks over at BetUS for sponsoring this, John, right here. We continue to track no matter what. So on this one, we'll go ahead and roll it right here. We can see it's zeroed out in the middle of the field, right? Damn near zero coverage and bang, right? My man J.N. Daniels, right? I told y'all before, there's a reason why I gave this kid so much publicity coming out of college, right? And even in college when he was transferring. I think the world of this dude's talents. And I was kind of happy, right, for the city of Washington, right? Everybody know I mob hard with the city of Washington, you know what I'm saying? It's one of my favorite cities, no doubt about that there. And seeing them have some dude that could be a franchise quarterback there. But then reality hit, and I'm like, well, damn, we got to deal with this dude for the next however many years. And that's very disheartening here. But regardless of that, right, and some of the shit that I'm going to talk about after this right here, you still have to do your job. Now, in a four-man rush here, right, hindsight is always 50-50. This seems like a kind of like spitting in the wind here, right? Because if you have the carry player right here, right, which would be Zach Bond, right, essentially, if you look what everybody is doing, right, you see a lot of eyes on the quarterback and you see a lot of eyes on man as well. There's going to be some combination coverage. You can see when they start to get off who actually starts to look at their man, right? Zach Bond looking at his man, although you can see him, right? He's not going to run with the guy who was originally there. He's going to stand his ground, right? So he's going to be working a combination coverage, right? It's man coverage with zone principles. Same deal right here. You have Nakobe Dean across from Brian Robinson, the running back. But you see Tristan McCullum here. He has inside leverage right here. So you'll have essentially right here, Slay out here. You can see that what those guys are working with right here. You want to say it's the same over here. However, who has the inside track here, right? If you have McCollum here and then you have Reed Blankenship shaded out here, you know why? Because it's an extra man out here, right? Terry McLaurin, you have to be able to guard from that here. And you have to also have to be able to guard that if somebody's coming in Reed Blankenship's direction, he could essentially bend it to the back pylon as well there. So Reed Blankenship has a lot of ground to cover here, right? With them having it zeroed out. Now, how in the hell are you supposed to combat that? Now, you could say that maybe Zach Bond was supposed to get depth here towards the middle of the field while keeping his eyes on the quarterback on a back pedal there and then drive on the ball if it's thrown short here, right? However, he stays kind of shallow, turns like his man coverage there, and then at the end, he turns like his zone coverage. You're either in man or you're in zone once the play gets going, right? You can't be in both. Look at him. He turns right there. Now he's in man coverage. You took your eyes off the quarterback, right? Then you want to turn at the last moment and give that up to see what's going on. If you're a man, you stay with that man, and then bang, right in the back of the end zone right there. Oh, man, absolutely tough to deal with there. Man, it's hard to know. We're going to have to say that's on Zach Bond right there, but, I mean, what can you do on that one, right? If you have him leveraged there, in these type of situations, me personally, right now, hindsight is 50-50. Vic Fangio's, he forgot more ball than we'll all know combined, right? I like to rush 3 and drop 8 in that particular situation. Give you one more person off ball just in case Jaden Daniels has to scramble. They can't really scramble because if he gets tackled, right, they had no more timeouts and they was a short amount of time to go anyway. They wouldn't have been able to get another play off there. So rush 3, drop 8, really flood the field and make this man have to make a tight window throw. You zeroed it out, and then they found and threw it right where it was zeroed out. Man, I don't know, man. Angry Murf is back up in this bitch. Now, I need to ask everybody's opinion on this one right here. To me, this didn't make sense, right? And y'all know me, right? Not a big Chauncey dude, right? I think he's a pretty good player and shit like that, but I don't like these dudes who put their ego above the team, right? And I'm telling you this right now. I covered Chauncey when he was in high school at a camp, right? And he was the most annoyingest dude I had ever been around in my life. I'm not joking, right? There are these dudes out there that woof a lot and talk a lot, right? I can name a lot of these kids I'm saying over the years or whatever that I've been around that, but he may have been the worst, like straight up annoying, always talking and talking shit. But on this one right here, I don't give a damn what he said. He didn't touch anybody, right? He didn't touch anybody. And De'Ami Brown right here, bang, right? Instant cherries, lemons, and bananas, right? He was like, they're magically delicious, right? You can see the cherries, lemons, and bananas in his eyes right there, right? But he didn't touch nobody. The fuck is this dude doing right here, right? This cornball ass ref right here is like, hey, you did it, man. It's you. Chauncey's like, what the hell did I just do? I just got hit. Bro, there's no such thing as like I never seen no penalties and shit from what somebody said. What could he have possibly said that would negate somebody punching him in his grill, right? Now, we be real here, you know what I'm saying? Chauncey deserves to be punched in his grill and shit like that sometimes and shit like that. But look, he ain't doing nothing but woofing right there, right? When he said something about his moms or some shit on his sexuality or something, I don't know. But still, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't give you any right to punch somebody like that or put somebody in their head right there and snap their shit off like that, bang, right? Chauncey was done. He was done right there. Jalen Carter always in the middle of it and shit too, right? Oh, speaking of Jalen Carter, then what was this? No, actually, I got to come back to it. Chauncey's look Chauncey look right here, right? That's the look of a zombie, right? A zombie trying to process what exactly happened and shit. He don't know what's going on and shit like that. He just knows somebody needs to help him out right there in this particular situation right there. Man throws a flag and then points at him as if he touched somebody, man. The fuck out of here. Now, there's two parts on this one. First of all, we got to give props to Nolan Smith. He did it again, right? Same kind of deal. He's going to get to the outside and dip around. This time on the other side, and this time I'm going to have to really call this one a blue-collar sack because he continues to work where like a lot of these offensive linemen are just too damn lazy or something, man. His style fits the NFL perfect because he's going to keep working. Look at that. He gets around the corner. Right? Look at this right here, right? Meeting of the minds initially, bang. My man right here is actually he's in good shape right here, right? Continues to work outside there. And then look, he wants to stop moving his leg, but fucking Nolan Smith's not going to stop ever, right? Then once again, gives him half a man, makes him heavy-legged waist bend. He's going around the corner, and your man Jaden Daniels holding on to the ball, right? Decides to exit, right? Leaves with an exit plan, but then ends up with exit wounds. Look at that right here. But check this out right here. Your man Jalen Carter, like I don't know about this one, man. Now, obviously, you probably shouldn't just touch a dude, right? But he barely touched him, right? And of course, Sam Cosmi here did his acting job. Now, listen, I will say this: Jalen Carter is the master of doing exactly what Sam Cosmi does, right? He draws a lot of penalties, or he's drawing a few penalties at least from people barely touching him, and then him flopping, right? It's hard to even say Sam Cosmi flopped because obviously there's legs up under him, right? So he got bridged, right, for the most part, but he could see it happening, right? But he barely got touched, right? And he goes flying, and then bang, another one kind of negated right there, where it would have been, of course, with a sack, putting them in a worse situation there. So I don't know about that. Let me know what you think about that one right there, right? Obviously, he shouldn't touch the dude, right? But Sam Cosmi took advantage of the situation, right, and really flopped out hard on that one, right? But still, you can't be getting these penalties, man. You got to play penalty-free ball, run the ball, stop the run, which they did, right? And then play turnover-free ball, man. And it's a winning formula for how we play this year with this roster. There's a balancing act between predetermining a throw and throwing with anticipation. You want to throw an anticipatory throw against zone coverage. My man Frankie Louvu right here, right? Hell of a player. Damn, one of the top 5 to 3 best off-ball linebackers in the league right now. This dude is the truth, no doubt about that, right? We happen to have a couple on our team as well, so it's good to see these two teams match up, and they have Bobby Wagner as well. Great inside linebacker play between the two teams here, and you can see Kenny Pickett right here. He predetermined this, right? First of all, he's on A.J. Brown's nuts, right? He's going to give this man 15 targets when there's other people on the team who are just as good. So if I'm them, right, all I got to do is start, you know what I'm saying, really trying to take away A.J. Brown, and you can get something like this, right? Look at that. Bang, he hooked up into the zone, and Frankie Louvu played like he was about to run to the flat with Calcaterra, but he doesn't actually have flat duty, right? The corner has flat duty on this one right here. he stayed where he's supposed to be, right? I don't know if something clicked in his head, like, hey, that's actually not my assignment right here. I got to stay on hook curl. He backs up to hook curl, right? And my man hooked it up, and he threw it right in front of the hook. Bang! Right? Predetermining your throws right there. Uncharacteristic. Hell of a play by Louvu there. Not a good play by Kenny Pickett. I noticed with Kenny Pickett, right? So they just needed a drive or two to get down Kenny Pickett's style. So if you see, they were playing a little bit more zone against Kenny Pickett when he started, whereas they were playing more man coverage against Jalen Hurts. So once they started playing a little bit more man coverage and they started really heating up Kenny Pickett, you can tell that he has a little bit to go in his development, right? Like, can he actually see it? Now, you see right here on this slant route, your boy is leaning upfield right here. Like, these are the kind of shit that people would get on Jalen Hurts about. He's looking right there and doesn't pull the trigger. And now look, all right, you can plainly see right here in the quick game, if he's working with the quick game, he could go to Devontae Smith right here, your man Thin Diesel. But I don't know. They kind of collapse the pocket on him right there. And then, of course, he gets fertilized, pile driven. Bang! Pile drove. He was done. But, I mean, straight up, if you see the outside leverage by the corner here, right? And Smith pressing it out upfield and then working kind of outside, then where he takes a sharp slant. He's on the drop right here. You can see the catch going on by Louvu here against Calcaterra. You just throw it right behind that, right? You layer that bad boy right there, and you in there, right? Instead, he holds the ball. People, Jalen Hurts holds the ball too much, Cletus. He thinks he's taking unnecessary sacks. Right? Kenny Pickett got sacked a whole grip of times, right? He turned the ball over, and they're going, come on, man. Oh, my God. A lot of silly mistakes by the Philadelphia Eagles. And listen, I got to give mad respect, like I said, to the Washington Commanders, right? This is a team that is on a severe come-up. This team is ready. This team is damn good. So you got to give them props, right? Although I don't think this year that they're on the – well, I guess you can't say that now, right? They beat them, right? 1-1 tied. So I still think we're the best team in the league, but I think Washington is creeping on a come-up real hard. And yeah, they'll be right there too. So you got to give them props there, but you can't beat yourself either. What was this right here, right? 12 men on the field. You're talking about extending drives and shit. I don't even understand the personnel grouping because I seen Kelee Ringo out here, right? If Kelee Ringo was out here, it would have I would think that this is a dime coverage because okay. No, so yeah, this is dime coverage. So wouldn't Isaiah Rodgers be in on the dime coverage, John? Right? We saw him come in for Slay, and he had a really good play downfield too. But the personnel group had Slay out here along with Kelee Ringo, but no Isaiah Rodgers sliding on the inside. So is Isaiah Rodgers subbing in on the outside now? Is he can't sub into the nickel? I mean the dime spot? It's just little shit like that, man. Like. And this was a team in Washington that turned the ball over 5 times as well. So imagine that. This is how bad the Philadelphia Eagles, in my opinion, played today, right? Really on both sides of the ball for them to not be able to take care of a team that turned the ball over 5 times. Now, listen, I have to address all the goofballs directly. Now, is that winning football? Did we play a winning formula of football that I tried to explain to you goofballs a couple of weeks ago, right? Jalen Hurts means a ton to this team. His style of play this year, while not being pleasing to the average casual fan who wants to see the ball thrown all around the yard, is a winning formula. It allows for our defense to play a lot better football because we can do time of possession a lot. He makes up for a lot of bullshit that happens on the field as well, being able to move the chains, obviously, if we talk about brotherly shove and all that, right? But just his ability to fill the game out anyway and make timely 3rd down, 4th down conversions and all that, that was clearly missing today, right? So all you people need to go out there and really apologize, right, to Jalen Hurts, you know what I'm saying, and beg for his forgiveness, right? And I want to talk about, you know what I mean, Kenny Pickett, right? So Kenny Pickett, I mean, it was what it was, right? You can see him not necessarily being a threat. Where would they be if it wasn't for a couple of penalties, right? Downfield penalties, pass interferences on Marshawn Lattimore going against A.J. Brown. I think about that right there, to being able to move the ball. It's like essentially they could not move the ball, and they were able to focus on Saquon Barkley, right? As soon as Jalen Hurts went out of the game, it was pretty much it for Saquon Barkley, right? He had a lot of these yardage, right? If you go back and look, 29 for 150 with a 68 long. Most of that was in the first half, if not all of that was in the first half. In the second half, they really teed off on him, right? And they did exactly what a lot of people were saying. Like, suppose someone's able to stop the run and all this. It's just difficult to stop Jalen Hurts, period. You know what I mean? If it's going his way or not with the passing game, he's going to make the plays, right? And it's going to allow for us to play. We played terrible defense today. We had uncharacteristic turnovers today. We played dumbass penalty football, right? With a bunch of people showing their asses and letting their ego get in the way of us winning. You had that shit crop up today. It's not a winning formula, right? Not at all, right? So are you happy with this, right? You scored 33 points. A.J. Brown, somebody who cried before, right? He had his 15 targets, right? Is he going to come out about this game that we actually lost? Is he going to come out and say that he's mad or the passing needs to, or something needs to change on the offense? Of course not, because he got 15 targets, right? If we're talking about a game with the Panthers, we actually won the damn game, right? Won the game. Jalen Hurts, he didn't turn the ball over, right? You know what I mean? He ain't throw any interceptions or whatever like that. They're able to kind of control the clock, do the damn thing there on a team. The Carolina Panthers teams is kind of just rough and revived, right? You got 4 targets there. He was angry, right? So you'll see the difference there, right? That's what I'm talking about, man. It's a winning formula of football, man. People just going to have to give Jalen Hurts his props to what he means to this damn team. And you can mean a lot to yourself if you head on over to BetUS and take advantage of that deal they're running, man. 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit, 125% on your next 2. Enter the promo code YouTube150, man, and you in there like swimwear. Remember, they get a 10% gambler's insurance. You're going to get that 24/7 customer support, 24-hour payouts, right? It couldn't be any more fun, man. Make sure you're getting in on those prop bets, those parlays, those prop builders, pretty much getting in on all the action. All right, remember, enter the promo code YouTube150. You get a 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit, 125% on your next 2. All right? Big salutes, BetUS, and big salutes to all my Eagle brethren out there, man. It was a tough one, but your boy will be back, and we can really get into the X's and O's of this one, right? You learn a lot in defeat, in my opinion, as much as you learn in victory, if not more so, all right? So, that being said, make sure you tap in with your boy this week, all right? And Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays and all of that jazz to everybody out there as well, all right? Much love to all my top Billin villains. Salute.
Top Billin, Uptown Murf.
Top Billin.